Howdy, folks, and welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight, we got a great show for you with myself and Mr. David Null, Hawkeye Two Feathers. Thank you for being on with me tonight to discuss this important topic. And what is this important topic? It's Odysee. Believe it or not. It's been on both of our minds. And I was thinking of them, and so were you. So what's up with that?
I don't know. It's one of them cosmic things, and I just want to welcome everybody and say, we welcome you with the honor and the glory of the infinite creator, and hope you're doing as well as possible. But last Tuesday when we did our Tuesday night show of stories and stuff, we both said, we've been thinking about Odysee, and it's like, what? So it's interesting that in the quantum field, in that great ether out there, that both of us were thinking about him at the same time. That's what's very interesting.
Yes. And that's the thing, too. Now, during A7 show, I asked Lori, what's going on with that. She says that he's come to visit me, to guide me or something. So I don't know what to say about that.
Are you slipping down the trail, Bob? Have you slipped off the trail?
Yeah, well, exactly. Maybe he's here to guide me in some certain direction. Maybe there's somewhere I need to go or be, or, is he just coming in to, say, love you all, or is he coming to visit everybody? And obviously he's been on your mind too. So what's up with that? So, what do you think?
It kind of dances around in my head versus finding one particular thing that came across with thinking about Odysee, which is interesting. But he visited me a couple of times. He drove up from Florida before he got too sick, and it was nice sitting around here in the house and chatting with him and sitting outside, and and they camped out in the yard in their car, but let's go walking around, and it was a joy for all the years that I've been chatting on the internet myself about, come and visit, I got 18 acres, come set up a tent, and he took me up on it, which is, after all these years. But I find when I saw him the last time, I found him very frail, which was, to me, I was like, whoa, dude, but I did not know how sick he was. He did not share that with me, just only that he was sick, but not to the extent of how sick. And we spoke a few days, apparently, just before he passed away. He had called me. And so it was like, wow. And then when I found out that he had passed, I was like, what? I just talked to him like last week. Holy crap, So, but he was a spirit in search of the truth, and that's the truth. Because of all the things we were talking about, and he always wanted to do. I don't know if he ever had a psychedelic experience. But me having had too many, I could share a few with folks. Here, I'll give you a couple, But he was always wondering about what some kind of psychedelic meditation would be like. What would he see? What would he understand? What could he know, or what, just whatever out there in the universe. Mm-hmm. So I kept I kept trying to explain some of the things that I've seen over the years, way back when, and how it affected me. So I don't think he ever got a chance to experience that, which in a way I'm sorry for,
Yeah. Well, I am going to light some smoke stuff because I know he liked that. He would be smoking, of course. But I'm not a smoker, so everybody puff, puff, pass, because that's what he would do.
Yeah. And I'll do that at the 20 mark.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's,
but we
that's a version of smoking a frisbee. Anyway,
when
and
it
I got my cosmic bell, my little bell to ring. Can you hear that? That's supposed to
barely.
draw in the spirits. It's my little magic bell. It's a little magic bell. Anyway,
Nina, we tried to look to see what the anniversary was, and we don't know. But
mm,
both of us had this thought the other day, and so Robert conveniently asked me to come on and let's do a show with about Isby. So if anybody out there can give us a date, we'd appreciate it.
I can't remember when it was. I remember I did a show on that, but I tried to look it up and I couldn't find it. You know how YouTube is. So anyway, Isby was a good guy. He called me not too long before he passed too. I wouldn't say it was a week. It was probably like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But he called and he talked to me kind of often, especially when I was on my way home from work and we jibber jabber on my way home, which was kind of nice and kept me going as I was driving, and then yeah, but he was good, boy. I tell you, he talked about all kinds of things. He wanted to fix up his van, and he had these money issues, and the van issues. He wasn't sure, and he was going to do that tax thing. And man, he was working on it, and he sent it in. But all that stuff. On June, okay, yeah, Nina did a video on June 15th. She found it on Odysee. Thank you, Nina.
On last year,
Yes, I don't know, but I'm gonna find it. Nina, I hope you don't mind to play your video. Ooh, okay, so here we go. Yes.
so we're early. Actually, it hasn't been a year.
Okay. Okay. That's a good video. Okay. Yeah, that's the video I got. Okay, I got a few videos up there for him. Yeah. So tonight we're just remembering old Isby. Like I said, I've had quite a few days where I dreamed about him, and I'm thinking, why am I dreaming about this guy? And he's in his wizard's outfit kind of thing, and which he loved that wizard outfit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. And so anyway, I know it was in June or end of May. So yeah, it's probably about an anniversary time for him. Maybe that's what he was trying to tell us. I don't know.
Like, hey, don't forget me, guys. But that's a little hard to do. But
what?
A little hard to forget him. I mean, we
Yeah.
get quiet sometimes, and sometimes I say we forget our friends, but things will come up, and I'll remember my buddy Serge, and I'll remember my friend Marsa, and I'll remember my friend, this one and that passed away, and it's like, yep, they're all gone, but they're still at least in my memory, they're remembered.
Yeah. I know.
But sometimes we need to speak it out loud. Hey, y'all, remember Isby?
Yeah. I know. It's just remember, maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's got an important message for us to say, or maybe just he's doing his healing work and decided to come down, and maybe he needs us to change our direction or something. I don't know. Yeah, he was quite the wizard. Yeah, Amber Dawn's in the house. Thank you, Amber, for coming. Yeah, he was that wizard, and let's do the little bit of the wizard here. He loved the wizard so much, and oh crap, I forgot to do that part. You ain't good guys ain't gonna hear it. Let me try that again. And I was gonna hit the sound button when you do this thing. And if you don't hit the sound button, it won't come up. Okay, let's see if we can play this.
I think you might be muted.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, there you are. It's me. How's it going?
It's wonderful. Good to see you all.
Yes, the wizard is back.
Favor be upon you all. Thank you for coming.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I have a wizard back here that's holding the candle, and he looks just like you. He's got the beard all the way down to his belly, though, and he's got the same kind of costume on that you're wearing there. So, yeah.
One, two.
Yeah, he's got a long staff, and then he's got his hand out where the candle is.
Yeah, I wish I could get me a staff.
Yeah, me too. I'm still searching for mine. Yeah, I know.
Well,
But yeah, I think
what kind of wood do I need, you know?
I think I'm gonna name him Isby. There you go. It's my little Isby statue over there. So
Well, there you go.
So Susie Q says maybe he wants to say it's okay on the other side.
Yeah, you know. I mean, let some people know that he made it over. Is that it?
I don't know.
You know.
I know that there are a lot of things that seem to be coming up in the world, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm curious, you know, about what almost immediately tonight I was thinking, you know, remember I pulled the hawk card the other day or recently, and I'm like, yeah, well, the hawk is a messenger. And Hawkeye Two Feathers, you know, keep your eye on things, and somehow I ended up being a messenger of some sort. But so with Hawk out there and the messenger, and it's like, so then both of us come up with, you know, Isby. So the Hawk says to keep an eye on messages. So don't know. It might be that he's warning us, or I hate to use the word warning, but you know, giving us a heads up that something might be up in the future, or keep an eye on a message that might be, you know, coming in, you know, towards us or something. I don't know. Sort of a preamble, or at least that's part of what I'm feeling at the moment. Like, you know, he's like, hey, y'all, are you listening? Okay, you know, everybody pay attention, and then, you know, let's see what comes up here later. Because everything that I had with Isby the other day, it was just sort of haphazard. There wasn't any one particular thing. It was just Isby. And I was like, so what do you want? You know, all right. So I'm thinking about, what the hell you want, Isby? Come on now.
Nina says, or maybe that he did not go into the light to be recycled back here yet. You know, that could be. So
that's a quick turnaround, but
well, I mean, you know, he didn't go back to the light, so he's still here instead of, you know, going there and then coming back, you know. Yeah. So I don't know. So it's a thought. Maybe he's got, like I said, maybe he's got a message to tell us. You know, a year later, he's done some healing work. Now he's coming back to, you know, put us on the road to where we need to go. I don't know. I don't know. I got another clip here. Not that one. Where is it? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here's one of the first ones that we did. He was always so awkward when he first came on, and then we started doing those, you know, giant shows. I got him convinced to come on to do those, and here is one of those first shows that he showed up and he wanted to be on the show, and I was like, okay, here we go, and there we are. Let's see if we can play this.
I don't see it yet. Okay.
We are live as can be, believe it or not. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way, everyone.
Beautiful night.
It just come up on my phone. And tonight,
abundance.
That's right. Tonight we have the one and only Isby on. Welcome, Isby. And we got Big Al driving in the truck. and we got Trina. And Trina, thank you for coming, my wonderful, lovely co-host. I tell you, thank you. You guys are going to have to bear with me a little bit tonight because everything is running a little slow. I'm running on the backup computer because guess what? I'm on vacation.
Right on, Robert.
I've been everywhere. I went and stopped in Minnesota and I seen Steve Stone and we had sat around the campfire.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, it was wonderful. Finally
I'm
getting
so
to meet the
jealous.
Soul Tribe.
Oh, dang, I wish I was at that campfire.
Yeah, it was a beautiful campfire. Yeah, I remember that time. And look at how energetic he was. See, this was way back then. He was full of a lot of energy at that point. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He had a lot of energy. Let's see. Let's get back in some of this. Let's see where he's talking and going here somewhere and move it ahead. See what we got.
Ariel.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if I can put my camera up, take a picture.
What? Put your camera up, take a picture of while you're doing. I don't know if it'll work.
I don't know. I couldn't get it to bring up, but
You can do it later. You can watch it later and screenshot.
Yeah. Who's playing music? Isby, do you got music playing?
yes, I do.
He would always have that music playing in the background. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. He'd have that music playing, and half the time it was louder than what he was talking.
Yep.
And he was having so many problems with the stuff. Yeah, exactly. But he was all love and abundance for all of you. I love you. And the closer I think he got to the end, it was more of a, oh, I love you all. Abundance of favor and love. And oh, yeah, he did that a lot, you know.
Well, with brain cancer, some of the conversations he and I had over the phone, I was not taking into consideration. He would go into a loop, and for 20 minutes he would just go back into the same thing and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And finally I'd have to break in and go, okay, talk about something else. Whatever it is, you're still talking about this. Let's move to another subject. Come on, Ken, I know you can do it. And he'd laugh at me, and there were a couple of times I kind of felt rude, but he was like, as soon as he said, okay, Hawkeye, and he'd start talking, and within one or two sentences, he was right back into talking about the same thing again. And I'd go, Ken, you got to stop that now.
I know. He was...
It's a 20, by the way. So here we go. For those of you who do, this one's for our friend Disby.
Yeah. At the end there, it was really hard talking to him because he would loop a lot. That's true. It'd be like, I just let him go on. He just liked to talk, and he just wanted somebody to talk to,
Yeah.
He
was lonely. Yep. And
he was his mother. We lived with his mother, and he's mad at her, this and that all the time, and he had to do everything, and and then he fell and he broke his hip or something, or whatever it was, he broke, and that was kind of after that he just never got better, really. Yeah, that was sad. Let's listen a little more here.
Yeah, and like I said, he broke his hip after the last time I saw him. And I gave him a big old bear hug, and there've been a lot of people that accuse me that, damn, you're strong, and but I gave him a big old bear hug, and he was like, don't break my ribs, and I was like, sorry, but he just felt so frail.
Yeah.
Just physically. And I was like, dang, I'm older than you, and I'm I guess I'm in pretty good shape because I'm not that frail,
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
goodness.
Get off the hook says the same thing. I feel him sometimes. I hear him too. That's why we're having the show, because
Hey, Hook.
we had the same thing go on. Here's a link if you want to come on and talk about Isby in person, say a few words or whatever you want. Well, let's listen to this a little more here. And we got Trina. And Trina, thank you for coming, my wonderful, lovely. Oh, wait a minute. We were over here. Sorry.
Rich, if you go through the natural route. So, and they're proving this right now, and they're stating there's no way around that is actually very, very truthful evidence. So fact check it all you want. I'm pretty sure it's accurate, but we're just speculating and trying to understand what is real and what is not.
Let's see.
So when you're trying to get
I want to
wake them up. Put it that way.
yeah. But I am meeting some weird people though.
Yeah. So Isby, that's what fascinated me when we were talking earlier. Tell them about how you are picking up on other people's feelings. I mean, because I had that experience a while back, and I need to really focus in on that again. But tell us, how you're dealing with that.
Well, I don't know how. It's kind of like I gotta smudge myself every morning. But yesterday it was weird because I sat out in the parking lot in front of Hobby Lobby. Gonna go in there, and I sang that Who song, "Love Reign O'er Me." But I always think "Love Reign in Me," "Love Rule in Me," and and I'll sing it out loud,
Yeah.
And I picture pure white light of love flowing into me and flowing in through me, as I'm doing it and filling me up. And so I'm feeling all this Christ love, like I'm born again. I go into this freaking Best Buy, and within 10 minutes, I'm feeling like somebody freaking nuked me with fear. I'm like, where in the hell did this come from? I'm not afraid of nobody.
Yeah. Now, I had the same kind of feelings when I went in. I started going into the stores, and I could just pick up on all the good vibrations and the bad vibration. It was freaking me out. I kind of felt just like you. That's what it reminded me. I was like, wow, I can relate. Somebody else did it too.
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, yesterday though, I go down to this park on the riverfront. I've got some pictures of it I can post sometimes, but I met this preacher lady out there.
Yeah.
And she's trying to talk me out of this stuff, this spiritual stuff I'm going in, but it was weird. Like she's in my cards. In my card readings. Subtly. I can hear, when I'm listening to them, I can hear spirit say, well, this is her, or this is her, or this is him, or something like that,
Yeah.
And even when I'm reading my own cards. And so she's like yesterday just profanely apologizing to me. I was like, wow, I didn't expect that. But it's just, she kept saying that she was the same way. She'd go into a store, or somebody will push an emotion over on her. Their energy will flow, get mixed in hers, and she'll start feeling their energy, And that's the same thing I've been going through.
I'm so jealous.
That was pretty good of him. You know what I'm saying? He really had some wise words to say, didn't he?
Yeah, and we had discussed the energy thing because that was one of the things that was when I talked to him. He was like, Hawkeye, how do I deal with this, and what happens, and this kind of thing, and so let me just part a little bit of knowledge or wisdom, if you will, that I gave to Isby during that time. And that is this, that, you go into places and it is true that you can pick up on other energies. It's absolutely true. But for him, I told him, I said, you have to arm yourself before you go in. If you are afraid when you go in that there's going to be negative energies because you felt it before. Hey, Miss Pearl. So what if you go in there with and you're sort of preloaded that you're fearful? Oh, if I go in there, I'm going to pick up energies, even though you're trying not to think about it. You say, but you are. So I said, but the best thing to do is to arm yourself with your own positive energy. Like a song, it's your frequency. So if you go in and your aura is shining all around you, then that negative energy can't get in. But if your aura is a little weak in places because you're a little fearful before you walk in the store, and then you do get bombarded by all these different energies, then your aura will shrink, and then all of a sudden, it's really hurting you. So, but if you can walk with that, keep that positive attitude, regardless of what negative energy you might feel, that's your protection. And so I kept giving him that same advice. Keep your energy strong. Don't worry about, well, I got this negative energy from this. Okay. But it really affected me. And I was like, and it's still affecting you. Stop it. Don't allow it. Don't accept it. If somebody's got some negative vibes, do not accept it. So I felt like we were making progress. You know what I mean? Because he was very intuitive that way, and people and energies really did bother him. And I understand, because at times being around people in public places, working on the carnival for years and stuff, you learn how to block that off so it doesn't affect you. So I tried to give him the best advice I could.
Mm-hmm.
And but that is my advice to all y'all out there. If you're being affected by strange energies and stuff, make sure your energy is okay. The more you focus on the negative, the more you're going to pick it up. You're actually drawing it to you. Like Rabbit says, you call the fear to you. So don't be like Rabbit and call the fear to you. Well, it scares me and I'm afraid. Yeah, but the more you talk about it, the more you bring it to you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. You bring it in, but it's the point that you can hear it. Most people are just blind to the whole thing. 90%, I would say, people can't hear, can't see. They're just so, in their little bubble that doesn't matter. You think so?
People are so used to doing it.
Yeah.
That oh God, I was so bad. Oh Lord, have mercy. So folks might say, well, Dave, you don't know what you don't know nothing. Oh yes, I do. I know a lot about this as a child with fear and stuff. Oh man, just call it to you, and you can watch it go by. Look, there goes some fear, and you can wave at it, and you can be aware of the fear, but you don't have to accept it inside yourself, So be the observer, as the saying goes. So, but yeah, that's it takes a long time, and there are a lot of people who, when I have one-on-one conversations with folks, I go, well, you see, you got a fear right there. Well, no, I don't. And it was like, well, why are you trying to defend it? Well, I don't have a fear about that. Well, yeah, but you've been talking about it now for the last 2 hours, and it's bothering you. So that fear must be in you, and you're trying to get it out because that's what we've been talking about for 2 hours. Well, I don't have any fear. It's not bothering me. Well, then you need to be more truthful with yourself. You need to, like, wait a minute, slow down, pay attention, because a lot of people are calling fear to them, and they really don't understand, Man,
Yeah.
it's just like it's their everyday routine, but they're still doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I get it. I really do. I hope people realize how brilliant he was trying to get the message across. Let's see what he had to say at the end here.
That's right.
Thank you. I'm
Awesome.
so honored.
Now,
I'm so happy to be here and talk live with you for the first time.
absolutely. Thank you, Isby, for coming on. We appreciate it. And now remember, everybody, after the show, usually Max Vision has a show, so go check him out.
Okay, we don't need to hear that, but anyway. Oh yeah, see, he was so glad to be on the show. That was the thing. He was just tickled. I had to beg him to get on the show, And then there was trying to find some here, because we did a bunch of those Giant shows. He sure did it. I had to convince him to do it, and then he came on and did the Giants shows, and he loved that, boy. Let me find that.
So while we're sitting here and you're looking, I've got my medicine cards here that I've been shuffling. So here's what I've been kind of thinking in the background while we've been chatting. Okay, Isby, what do you want us to know? That's what's in the back of my mind. Because when you and I talked, it was like, I wonder what he wants.
Yes.
So I don't know how this is going to work or whatever, but Isby loved for me to pull cards for him, and other people too. He was always full of cards. I mean, I want to know what's coming up and all this other stuff. And I go, Isby, you can pull the cards too many times. And he kept getting the same card. And he goes, well, somebody else pulled the same card for me. And I was like, but then you're not paying attention. If somebody else is pulling the same card, quit asking for another card. They're telling you, hey, look, here's another one, same thing. So that says there are other people who could learn that lesson. They keep pulling cards thinking that it's going to change, and they keep pulling up basically the same story, and they go, well, I don't know what the cards are telling me, and it's like, you are influencing the cards if you're doing the shuffling. But even though the universe is listening, if you're asking the cards, and everything is hunky-dory, and the person pulling the cards, like me, he's like, you got me this, you're telling me the same thing, Dave. You pulled the same cards. And I'm like, well, Isby, then that must be what the universe is trying to tell you. Quit trying to change it, And so what Swan did was to accept what the creator had in store for her. And when she came out as the swan, she accepted the grace from the universe. So I'm still shuffling. Well, actually, there's the first card. I'm going to keep shuffling.
No, I had the same experience. Like every week, I would ask for a card, and you know, every week the same, like for 4 weeks in a row, the same card came up, and I realized you're right. Well, the same card is coming up, or the same message is coming up, unless I act on it or do something. You know, it's the universe is trying to tell me something, and I'm not doing whatever it's telling me. I need to do something. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you know, I'm gonna keep getting the same message. You know,
Right.
and
And
that's,
the repetition sometime is, it might be the first one's like, you know, wake up, you know, and you go, well, that's interesting, and you think about it. But then the next time it shows up, your brain, if you're really paying attention to the cards, you go, oh wow,
Mhm.
there it is again. And then on the third try, it's like, oh, all right, now what's going on here? So by the third time, you might be looking and paying attention, but you might not be able to see what's obvious. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Sometimes the answer's staring right at you, and you look everywhere else for the answer, and it'd be like right there. And so that's sometimes when you get that third and fourth card, you're paying attention. You've been thinking about the card, but so why am I getting it again? There's something subtle that you haven't picked up.
Yep.
Or to some folks, it just might be they really ain't paying attention and they're trying to ignore the obvious, but not so. I don't think that'd be the same in your case. So, but both sides are true. You know, hey, you dummy, pay attention. And then there are those that you go, well, wait a minute, I thought I was paying attention. Yeah, but there's a little bit of not I want, not necessarily sly, but you know, there's something over here that something subtle. There you go. That's more like it. There's something
Yeah.
subtle in the message, and you're looking at something over here, and it's like, no, it's really down here. But anyway, so okay, Isby, what you want us to know about? As I'm sitting here shuffling cards. So far, we've got two things that fly and a four-legged. I still got some cards in my hand. All right, y'all sitting out there, you know, think of Bisbee and what's the message? I'm running out of cards. I'm running out of cards here in my.
Well, you're getting that up. I got another short one to play. Here he is.
Go ahead. I thought that's what you were looking for, something. Yeah.
Welcome to another day in the Milky Way. And tonight we're going to talk about manifesting with my co-host, Isby. Welcome, Isby. Thank you for coming tonight.
Well, thank you. Hello, everyone. Much favor and love be upon each and every one of you. Abundance and prosperity.
Abundance and prosperity. I love it. I love it. You know, so tonight we're going to talk about manifesting, and you do plenty of manifesting.
And I've been practicing some of the things that Wayne's taught about writing down affirmations and then reading them every day. And then also there's another thing that Wayne taught about I've been doing. Been doing a little spirit work, you know, asking the spirits for help, you know, to help me do this. And
now this show was done about a year ago, according to YouTube. So this was you know, probably within a few months, couple months of when this was one of his last appearances on Milky Way. And, you know, and you can see how he's starting to get a little frail and weak, and speech is getting slow, and, you know, it's really hard for him to concentrate. I felt bad for him, but, you know, I was trying to be patient with him. I didn't realize how bad he really was, though.
I plan on, you know, when this stuff manifests, I know I've been doing manifesting all my life, but now it's like I got to change some of the things, the ways that I think, you know.
And that is a great example. I was thinking about that today myself, how the world around us tells us what to think.
Yeah, I know.
And we don't manifest. When you watch, like, say for instance, you watch TV. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I said, you can see how he's starting to get slow, and he just felt like he was tired all the time. And then it wasn't long after this, I just could not get him back on the show. It was like impossible. So I think he knew that doing a show just took too much energy. Don't you think?
And I think that the brain cancer was interfering with cognitive thought.
That could be.
I mean, you know, because I've been hit in the head a bunch of times. And so there are some days where it's really hard for me to, you know, cognify, you know, with all the medicines I take. So, you know, but I don't have brain cancer as far as I know. But the fact that he, you know, he had something literally eating his brain up. One day he could remember something, and the next day it was like, what? Because something took those, you know, ate those neurons the night before, you know. So it is sad. I'm glad in a way. Well, I say in a way, but I don't think he suffered like I've seen other people suffer. He was lonely all the time, but there were folks like you and me that, you know, he'd call me up at 12 o'clock at night, you know, and want to talk, and we'd talk for 2 or 3 hours. So, you know, in some way, I'm hoping that, you know, by my presence, you know, that I help to, you know, keep him from being too lonely. Hey, you know, hey, how you doing? Okay. Because just hearing somebody on the other end, even for me, when I was going through troubles, you know, to have somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning that you can ring up and say, hey, just talk with me, just talk to me. And so that's why I've made myself available to folks over the years, in that I feel not necessarily obligated, but obligated, because there were those folks that were there for me, you know. So I hope that our conversations with Isby, you know, helped.
Exactly. You know, and that is too, you know, I knew, you could tell he was lonely. You know, I don't think his mother talked to him so much. He was just there by himself. And then especially after he got hurt, you know, and it just kind of was bad. But, you know, yeah, I do. Wish I almost would have talked to him more, you know, but it's all, you know, past is past. You can only move on. So why is he trying to reach out to me or you or several of these other people in the chat have been saying? I don't know. I wish somebody could contact him. You know, I talked to Courtney. She says maybe, you know, Nina, maybe you're into that, or maybe Amber, you're into that. Let me know, because it seems like he's reaching out to us for something. So anyway, I don't know what it is, but maybe we already got the message and this is it. You know, maybe his message is to go back and rewatch his videos, think of him, and think about all the blessings he tried to give everybody. And maybe we should just do the same.
And not only the blessings he tried to give to everybody, but sort of like me, because we were in like-minded about this, in that, you know, that there are blessings in the universe and accept those, you know? So he could give the blessing, but did you accept it?
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm always saying accept and receive the knowledge, the healing, the wisdom, and the blessings from the universe. And it's so true. You know, there are blessings just waiting on us, you know, and the manifesting of things, as you all were talking about in that other video, when you're in the manifestings of things, the instructions are in the universe. You know, well, how do I do that? Well, the instructions are out there, you know, and not necessarily on YouTube, but, you know, they're out there. So listen, let me, one thing Isby did was make me pull a bunch of cards. So I'm going to skip it. I'm going to go through them and pick out the, you know, I'm not going to read every paragraph. I'm going to skip to the parts that, you know, seem to be the most important. And because there are 8 cards.
Wow. Yeah, he did love the cards.
So I'm gonna like, okay, what is this one? There's that one, that one, that one. Let's move to the. Let's go on. But so I'm gonna read them like a sentence, I guess. So it's grouse, right side up, dragonfly, upside down, buffalo upside down, porcupine upside down, and that's sort of a maybe. But then there's mountain lion right side up. Wait. Sorry, these are backwards. It was coyote first, hummingbird, right side up, upside down bat, and right side up mountain lion. So that's a trippy one, right? You know. So let me go through these as quick as I can without eating up a bunch of time. Not that we've only been here less than an hour, so, but anyway. So grouse is the first bird up, and it's sacred spiral. So sacred spiral is one of the oldest known symbols for personal power. When you think of grouse medicine, visualize a whirlpool or even a tornado, for the sacred spiral will take you to the center. The spiral is a metaphor for personal vision and enlightenment. Okay, so Isby's saying, pay attention to spiritual wisdom and enlightenment. All right. Many initiates on a vision quest paint spirals on their bodies and believe that the great mystery will favor them with visions of power and purpose because of this symbol. So here the first card out is sacred knowledge and wisdom. If you have grouse medicine in your cards, undertake a meditation on the various qualities of movement within your own world. Begin by visualizing the sun as a member of a huge group of stars swirling in the pinwheel shape of the Milky Way. There's a plug right there for the Milky Way. So, what else? Many spiritual disciplines ask that you cease all external movement in order to recognize the inner life. They want me to read that again. Many spiritual disciplines ask that you cease all external motion in order to recognize the inner life. Grouse medicine, however, is an invitation to dance. Dance to the music. So the next one is number 27, but grouse is telling us, he's showing us that there's inner knowledge and wisdom. Pay attention to the universe, which is, I think, something he said in one of those clips. Dragonfly upside down. Dragonfly is illusion. And so dragonfly paints an illusion. Are you caught in an illusion that weakens your true feelings or minimizes your own true abilities? So here's Grouse. This is what he's saying. Grouse is saying, pay attention to the wisdom and the knowledge of the universe. And right away, upside down, Dragonfly is saying, are you caught in an illusion that weakens your true feelings or minimizes your abilities? Okay, that seems pretty clear. If so, you may have contracted dragonfly dive bombing. Follow dragonfly to the place inside your body where magic is still alive, and drink deeply of its power. Now here's interesting, because Isby loved dressing up in that wizard costume. And so there was magic and power, all right, with the staff and everything that he held. So Grouse is saying, you know, wisdom and knowledge. And here the dragonfly is asking you, have you done anything to minimize your own true feelings? So the next one is Buffalo upside down, number 19. Oh, there's Porcupine. We're going to get to Porcupine next. Buffalo is prayer and abundance, all right? But the card's upside down. So in the Lakota tradition, it was the white buffalo calf woman who brought the sacred pipe to the people and taught them how to pray. The bowl of the pipe was the receptacle that held tobacco, an herb with male and female medicine. The stem of the pipe represented the male entering the female and seeding life. It was the coming together of male and female, the connection to the divine energy of the Great Spirit was made. Buffalo is prayer and abundance. So Isby was always asking and praying that abundance be upon you and so forth. And so the contrary buffalo says to receive buffalo upside down is a signal that you have forgotten to seek help when it is needed. If your hand is closed in a fist, you cannot receive the bounty of abundance. That's a good message. In understanding the significance of the reverse buffalo, you may have to ask yourself, have I forgotten my external partner, the Great Spirit? So there's a message from Grouse, wisdom and understanding from the universe. There's dragonfly, and now here's buffalo. Mm-hmm. Now the next one is porcupine upside down. Porcupine is supposed to be my family's crest. And when it shows up, I go, I wonder if, you know, that's supposed to be for me, but, oh, 12. I didn't go far enough back. Porcupine is innocence. The south of the medicine wheel is the place of childlike innocence and humility. It is the home of playfulness. Porcupine has many special qualities and a very powerful medicine, the power of faith and trust. That's pretty decent. The power of faith contains within it the ability to move mountains. The power of trust in life involves trusting that the Great Spirit has a divine plan. Now, Porcupine was upside down. And in pulling the porcupine card reversed, you are giving yourself a timely warning. Okay, so the fourth card in, here's Isby warning us that you cannot win the game of life if you are too serious. In some area of your life, you may be feeling hurt or afraid, and afraid of trusting again. It is possible that life has recently dealt you a hard blow. If this is so, it's time to begin again by placing your faith in your ability to overcome the lesson with joy. Are y'all listening and paying attention? So the next card up, as we're moving right along, is Coyote, number 13 in the cards, which is literally the next page. Coyote is and this is card straight up. Coyote is the trickster. There are thousands of myths and stories about Coyote, the great trickster. Many native cultures call Coyote the medicine dog. If you pulled this card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way. So far, we're being warned that something's coming up, right? And to pay attention, to accept the wisdom from the universe. I forgot what dragon was, but anyway. So if you pulled the card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way. And it may or may not be to your liking. It could be good medicine or not necessarily bad medicine, but if it ain't to your liking, it's a lesson coming your way. Whatever the medicine is, good or bad, you can be sure it will make you laugh. Maybe even painfully. God, laughing painfully hurts. You can also be sure that Coyote will teach you a lesson about yourself. Coyote has many magical powers, but they do not always work in his favor. Coyote is sacred. In the folly of his acts, we see our own foolishness. As Coyote moves from one disaster to the next, he refines the art of self-sabotage. Contained within trickster medicine is the humor of the ages. What did it just say? Don't be taking things too seriously. The cosmic joke is not just on ourselves, but on everyone else. Don't take things too seriously. If they're following Coyote or having strong Coyote medicine. If you can't laugh at yourself and your crazy antics, you have lost the game. Coyote always comes calling when things get too serious. The medicine is in laughter and joking so that new viewpoints may be assumed. Okie dokie. So moving right along from Coyote, that's good medicine. Hummingbird, number 44. Hummingbird, I believe, is joy. Yep. So far, the messages are good. The hummingbird is joy. Coyotes like be playful and the trickster and laugh. Laugh at your mistakes and hey, the grouse is telling us to dance the great spiral. So far, thank you, Isby. Hummingbird is joy. Hummingbird is associated with the ghost shirt religion, which taught that a certain dance, here we go. So Hummingbird is going to talking about dancing. Grouse with the first card out that is the dance. That a certain dance done properly would bring about the return of the animals and that white people would disappear. Once again, the original people would know the joy of the old ways. The song of Hummingbird awakens the medicine flowers. Hummer sings a vibration of pure joy. Here we go with joy again, right? Flowers love hummingbird because of nectar sucking. Hummingbirds can fly in any direction. Hummingbird can also hover in one spot. Great Spirit created hummingbird to be slightly different from other feathered creatures. Because of their magical qualities, the hummingbird feathers have been used for a millennium in making charms. If hummingbird is your personal medicine, your love life and you love life and its joys. There again, we're talking about love, dancing the sacred spiral, not bad medicine. If hummingbird has flown into your cards, get ready to laugh musically. That's what Coyote just said, you know. Hummingbird will no doubt give you a flash of the spirit, darting here and there and everywhere. Get ready for a strange new burst of energy, which may send your senses reeling. So, if there's a future, there's energies coming. Look to those things. The next one up is Bat upside down, number 42. Bat is rebirth. That's interesting. So, steeped in the mystery of Mesoamerican tribal ritual is the legend of the bat, akin to the ancient Buddhist belief in reincarnation in Central America. Bat is the symbol of rebirth. Isby's going to come back around. The bat has for centuries been a treasured medicine of the Aztec, the Toltec, the Tolucan, and the Mayan peoples. Bat embraces the idea of a shamanistic death. The ritual death of the healer is steeped in secrets and highly involved initiation rites. So is Isby saying that he got initiated and that, you know, because he was always talking about that. So, but, you know, the upside down bat, if bat is still hanging upside down in the cave and immersed in darkness, you have met its contrary medicine. This position leads to stagnation of the spirit and a refusal to acknowledge your true destiny. So, you know, grouse is telling you to dance, you know, hummingbird, be joyful. And, you know, and so with all the joy in this, if you're still hanging upside down in the cave, then you're being stagnant. Then you're not doing those things that the other cards have shown. This position leads to stagnation of the spirit and a refusal to acknowledge your true destiny. So it's like, accept what the Great Spirit has for you. That can also imply that in the reversal of your natural cycle of rebirth, you're trying to go at life in a backwards mode. Are you backing up in life? This is a breech birth in a sense. This type of occluded understanding of how to go about freeing yourself can lead to a stillbirth of sorts if you struggle too long in the birth canal. Accept what the Creator has and accept the joy. If you are concerned with today and tomorrow, but not much further, you may forget to see further down the road. Tribal teachings say that you are responsible for future generations because you are the ancestors of the future. So here we are with Isby trying to chat at us in our heads. The ancestors of the future. Whatever you do today will affect the next 7 generations. Every decision, every thought is to create a state of stagnation or rebirth for those that follow you on the good red road. If you are blocking yourself, you may be blocking the generations to come. So he's warning us. Okay. Be joyful along the way, but don't block yourself up and be so fearful and stagnant. Thank you, Idby. Last card up, number 17, Mountain Lion. Interesting messages tonight. They're, in my opinion, they're all positive, but you could look at him and go, well, I don't know if that's so positive. He's telling us to be more, chill out. Oh, right. Buffalo is prayer and abundance. Have you forgotten your external partner, the Great Spirit? Remember, yes. So Mountain Lion is number 17. Leadership. He was always trying to learn so that he could teach other people. So Mountain Lion can be very difficult power totem because it places you in a position to be a target for the problems of others. You could be blamed for things going wrong or for always taking charge when others don't. Mountain Lion medicine involves lessons on the use of power in leadership. It is the ability to lead without insisting that others follow. It is the understanding that all beings are potential leaders in their own way. And I don't think I need to read much more of that for the simple reason that after about a year of him being gone, to those of us who are still hearing him in our heads, he's still teaching us stuff. So, where's that? It is the ability to lead without insisting that others follow. It is the understanding that all beings are potential leaders, even from the other side. I added that part. But so what do you think of them cards?
Well, I think it's great. I think Elderberry says something telling us the path of enlightenment is death of the ego. If I put that up here. Yeah. And maybe that's the thing. Remember, Isby, he kind of walked his own path, he didn't really follow, anybody. He did his own thing, he had his own mindset and he was his own person, unlike a lot of people who just kind of walked the path. And, when he picked up on something, boy, he went with it. He found something interesting or something that, was in his vibe and he went with that. And that's what I liked about him. And he was all about that.
Yeah, we had many discussions, he'd hear something, he'd call me and go, what do you think about this?
Yeah, exactly. He would hear something and it'd resonate with him and then he went with it. If it was good, it was he owned it, there was no half-assing it or want to be in it. He was it, that's the thing. And yeah, so I don't know. Somebody said that where did he get that name? I remember in that book that we read, the Alien Interview, way back. I think Wayne Steiger started it out, and they were talking about Isbys in that book, and he come up with something like that. And I think he picked that out because that was his for himself.
It was one of the aliens in one of the Alien Interview stories, books, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that I think that the alien was called Isby.
No, the alien called the people Isbys.
Oh, okay. But I'm sorry, I got that reversed.
And he said, well, the alien had said that we are all Isbys. We are we is because we are, we've always been and we will always be. So they call us Isbys. It's kind of the nickname. And he picked that up and he went with it. So I do have the Alien Interview on this channel. We read the whole book. If you don't want to read it, you can just look it up. I think I do have the PDF yet for it. So if you want the PDF for it, I can just give it to you and you read it yourself. But if not, you want to just listen, I think I got it on a playlist. And you can go back and listen to the playlist. And the Alien Interview is on there, and you can learn all about it. from cover to cover. There you go. So,
And I think I did the first bit of it years ago. I
Yeah, I
did
know.
the first portion of it and never came back to read the second half.
And that's the thing too, is Wayne started that book out too a long time ago, and he read about half of it, and then he stopped, and I bought the book and I read it so I could finish the end, and then I decided to read the whole darn book. So we got it done. But it is on my channel and it's out there. So with that, good cards. I think they were Isby, if he could channel through the cards, that's what he's telling us. I appreciate everybody who's been in chat. We had quite a crowd tonight. Saying that I got about 21 people watching tonight. So everybody was missing Isby too, I think, a little bit. I think it's just for us to go out and be better people in this world. Maybe a little bit of more of that love and caring. I love y'all, people. I love you. I love you. I just big hugs. Yeah, you know how we do that. And, I love it.
And he was always about trying to manifest a better future, and on different levels. And he was like us in that, we hated some of this craziness that's going on these days, and like, what can we do about it? And and he was always, I'll keep praying and I'll keep hoping, and he'll keep spreading the good word to it however he could. So, and here's the thing, he absolutely firmly believed it and he lived it. It wasn't something that he was like some casual people would be like, oh yeah, I'm with the spirit, and then turn around and cheat their brother or do something, or cut somebody down or whatever. No, he really truly, when I was around him those short times, he really believed what he was talking about. He walked the walk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I exactly. So anyway, with that, I hope everybody, I think we done him justice, and hopefully, we get to see him again on the other side there. I'm looking forward to it. I want to say hello to everybody that was in the chat.
Not too soon, though. You said you hope to see him on the other side, and I said, but not too soon, though.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot more shows under my belt.
Yeah, but I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah,
I might be there for you. No, not too soon, though. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, I shout out to Bell72 on Off the Hook, Mary Wynn, Susie Q, Pa Joe Elderberry, and Pamela Jean. A lot of people in here tonight. Thank you all for being here. Nina the Mystic, don't worry. We will be on Sunday night talking about the cities that are burning down or did burn down and the history lost. Is it a conspiracy? I don't know. Could be. Bernicia Mango, thank you for coming tonight. Who'd we have? I'm sure there's a lot of Crystal Shaman's in the house tonight. Thank you for being here. Amber Dawn Rising, thank you. Mossy Man was in the house. Are you going to do a show tonight?
Yeah.
Yes. And Richard the Red, thank you for being here. Truth Seeker, and Jackie J. Chloe, who's at work, probably listening. Thank you so much for everybody who's in chat. And Courtney MC from Stars of the Morning Light, big shout out to you. Thank you for being here tonight. Maybe you can do some channeling for us. But if not, I think we hit it on the head using the cards tonight, what Itsby was trying to tell us. So put it there.
Yeah, it was kind of clear, and it wasn't a mixed up message.
Yep, that's right. Like Mary says, love one. So keep loving your heart like Isby did. Love y'all, peace, favor, love. If we all did that a little more, the world would be a better place. And so just go out, reach out to your neighbor, do something nice, and it'll come back on you some way, somehow, because it's all about the give and take. And somebody said to me the other day about, the magics. And I said, yeah. I said, you got to give a little bit to, if your magic's a little off, you're not giving enough, and sometimes you have to give, or you have to change something in order to make everything balance out. And if it's not working, you're not balancing. That's what it's all about. So with that, people, go out, balance your magic, say I love you to somebody, give favor to everybody, and you'll all be great with being the frequency you want to receive, everybody. Love you all. Peace, everybody.
Cheers.